Good morning. How are you guys today? I am just getting ready to head to Berkey. I loaded up our hot water power washer, electric one, in the back of my truck. If I get a chance today, I might power wash the bean head or green card off a little bit, clean stuff up, and we'll just stick it in the barn down there to store them. So yeah, Dad went down this morning. He's chiseling, and I'll probably take over for him this afternoon and keep that running. We'll see how far we get today. We got a little bit of mowing to do down there yet, and then Dad's got that sand pile I talked about in a few videos ago that he wants to try and level up, so he can work on that while I'm chiseling for him. Made it down to Berkey. Power washer's unloaded. I took a look at the electrical plug that we got over there. Unfortunately, it's different, so I'm going to have to do some wiring to make that electric hook up down here, which not that big a deal. I just might have to go to Lowe's and buy a plug. So I'm going to go see if Dad wants me to run that chisel right now so that he can get this sand pile leveled off. I'll show you what we're dealing with here. So that big pile of dirt over there, right there, is old sand pile that there used to be a hog barn sitting right where that truck sits, and we tore it down. There was sand underneath all the concrete, so we just kind of piled it there, and Dad's going to level it off in these end rows. I'm going to come out here and run the tractor for him while he does that, I think, if that's what he wants to do. See, we still got corn stalks stuck to the grill this morning. Looks like it's doing a good job. I thought he would stop. He didn't. So now I gotta chase him down here to the end. Well, back out here doing some chiseling, ripping, whatever you want to call it. Dad's working on that sand pile way up there by the farm. But interestingly enough, I see the neighbor here having some spraying done. Interesting. I'm surprised they're not going to do any tillage on that field. It's bean stubble, should get planted to corn next year, but you never know. Yeah, it's November 24th, I think. It's awfully late in the year to be spraying anything. I'm kind of curious as to what they're doing out there. I'm dragging a little bit this morning. I don't really know why. I hit my coffee. I guess I was up a little bit late, but that's alright. We're getting right down to the end here, about 5 acres left, although with tillage we always have a fair amount of overlap from hedgerows and stuff, so it looks like maybe 2 rounds left. Some of those are point rows, don't go all the way down, so, and then the ends. Won't take too long to finish this. So I'm working on these end rows, and I may or may not have knocked over this post. My bad. I'll fix it. It's all good. It's not my fault. I was fine with that post over there and the one in the far corner. I think this one's too far in our field. Must be. It's got to be the problem. Dad decided he wanted to try and mow along this ditch a little bit closer. Better hurry up. Well, Dad got that sand pile all leveled off and kind of spread out here on these ends behind the building, so we'll get this worked in, and then we're done with this field. So I jumped on the tractor to do a little mowing here, cleaning up this edges of these fields where Dad's chiseling. The neighboring landlords here that owns that farm and the one that owns this field, well, not the guy that owns it now, the guy that owned it before that has passed away, and his nephew inherited it now, but back in the old times, whenever that was, I'm assuming probably about 50 years ago, they had some disputes with the property line, the fence row, whatever. So we have these nice fences here that are not really that nice. They're starting to fall down, and they're a giant pain in the butt. the guys that farm the field next to it and us, we get along just fine. There's no reason for this fence to be here, but it will never come out, I can assure you of that. It makes you just a bit nervous working on this edge next to that ditch, because I don't know what's in here. There could be a hole, there could be anything, and if I hit it wrong or it's too big, I could end up down there. I do not want to end up down there. So my feet, both of them, are hanging out on the clutch and the brakes, and if something happens, we hit them instantly. 'Cause, yeah, it just makes you nervous. Apparently it's time for some headliner pins. And this tractor falling down, hitting me. Alright, anyway, I got the mowing done that I needed to do where Dad's chiseling there. I see Jack's here, so the other thing I want to do today is get some of that equipment, the combine and the grain cart, out of the field, bring it back here, start cleaning some stuff up. So I'm going to have Jack take me over and get some of that. I might take the air compressor, that portable air compressor, over and blow off the corn head a little bit while it's in the field, so I don't make such a big mess around here. Fun jobs now. Cleaning. Yeah, we gotta get all of this stuff off. Okay, so we spent about an hour, a little more, maybe blowing off that combine, mostly the corn head, getting that sort of cleaned up a little bit. I think the plan is to actually just power wash it here, clean it up, put it in the barn, and leave it. I spent a lot of time going through this last winter, so it shouldn't need a whole lot of maintenance, especially considering we only did a little over 600 acres. So it's about half or less of what we'd normally run of corn in a year. So I think we'll just clean it up, stick this in the barn. We also got the grain cart home. That is sitting over here on the other side of the barn. Over there. I'm going to also store that down here, so the next step is to start the power washer up. Problem is, none of our electrical stuff for 220 volt has the same ends on it. None of it. Like, none of it. So I have to figure out how to make this plug there fit into that outlet. Not going to happen. So we got to change one of the ends, and I don't have this stuff here. I've got it back at Waldron. We'll get it tonight, and tomorrow morning I'll come down and change that and fix it. So no big deal. It's almost after 4 o'clock now here anyway, so if I went to Lowe's and got the parts and got it switched, it would be dark just in time to do it. So other than that, yeah, we're just going to keep picking some stuff off the combine. Dad's still chiseling. I'm guessing he's going to want me to take over for him and keep running that late tonight. So we'll wait to hear from him, I guess. Mud. Packed solid. Gonna be fun to get that out of it.
I thought if I could get to that hole in the rim over there, I'd be able to get in there and get some.
Yeah. Progress. But it's never a good thing when you have to take a pickaxe to your tires. Progress. Just gotta rotate it so we can get to the bottom. Yeah. Well, it's all out from between the tires. But now we've got a mess to clean up. Okay, got the combine tires cleaned out. Moved some of the equipment out of the way. Looks good sitting there. I'm gonna go take Dad's truck over to the field. I think he's got a tank of fuel in it yet, and see if he wants to put that in the tractor and figure out if he wants me to run tonight or not. If not, I'm gonna go home. But if he does, we'll take over and send him home. So we'll go see what's going on. All right, Dad, we put a tank of fuel in the tractor here. Dad's going home. Said he'd come back early. So I get to run it for a while tonight. Looks like he is right at half done with this field. Be about 5 hours to finish it. It'd be 10:30. I don't know if it'll work that long or not. We don't really need to tonight because after this field we've only got another 40 acres there to do, and it doesn't look like it's going to rain until tomorrow evening maybe, so we'll have plenty of time tomorrow to get the chiseling done down here that we want to do. So that is a good thing. Alright, we are still ripping along here. I'm up to 61 acres in this field. Making progress. I've spent the last hour, I would say, on the phone. I actually had a couple of guys calling me asking about our dryer. That grain handler dryer that we've got up to Waldron there is, I guess, becoming fairly popular, so guys are looking at them and stuff. And yeah, I enjoy talking to people, you know, just giving our opinions on stuff and how things work. Of course, if they would have watched our videos, then they would have known a little bit already, right? Or maybe that's how they know that I had one, and that's why they called me. I don't know. Anyway, it's good talking to some of the neighbors or people from around the area to see how harvest is going in other parts of the region, I guess. So, a couple of the guys, or the guys that I was talking to, most of them were from up north, probably I would say 40 to 60 miles, and they got really dry this summer apparently, so their yields were not quite as good. Still sound like they did all right. Maybe got planted a little bit better than we did, or earlier than we did, but yeah, they fought a wet spring and then a dry summer, and we were fortunate. We did not fight dry summer. Super wet spring, but at least it kept raining all summer so that our crops had plenty of moisture to grow and produce some bushels. It's helpful. This pizza's been in this tractor cab since lunch. So good. I'll probably get sick on the way home, but hey, I'm hungry. Oh yeah, I don't know if I told you or not, but we got pizza for lunch. There's a Pizza Hut 3 miles down the road. So I got some, ate my share, gave the rest to Dad. Been sitting right there since lunchtime. It's 7 o'clock. Like I said, I'm sure it's fine. You guys know what the one negative with this tractor is? Other than that the ECU is going to go bad. See this cup holder over here? Right here? You would think that's a nice convenient cup holder, right? Well, if you were drinking coffee, the real coffee, not my coffee, you would be correct. Because underneath this fender well side panel here happens to be the hydraulic reservoir that is currently 158 degrees. So when you put your water in there, it becomes very warm very fast. It's really not good. And there's no refrigerator like the combine, which is also unfortunate. So I ended up putting my water right there behind the buddy seat. And it's warm, but not 158 degrees warm, so compromise, I guess. Okay, I am at a pretty good stopping point here. We've got 78 acres done in this field. There's about, not quite 20 to go. Kind of right by this building site, and we have a big area up there that I think you might be able to see that, but it was prevented plant this year. It was too wet to plant it in between the house over there, which you probably can't see, and his chicken pen there. I don't know if we want to rip that up or not and try and plant it next year, or just forget it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get in there with our big equipment anyway. I would rather just let it go, but I'm going to let Dad make that call, so he's going to be back down here first thing in the morning to keep running this. We're down to roughly 60 acres to do yet. We've done well over 115, I would say, today, so should be able to get it done tomorrow pretty easily by mid-afternoon. They were calling for some rain maybe towards the evening, so we should be able to get it done before that hits. It's not terribly late, about 8:30, but I am going to head home for the night. And then I'll come back down tomorrow. We'll get that power washer going and start getting some of this equipment cleaned up and put away. Sounds like fun. I do want to get out and check those points and see if we got any more that are worn out or not yet. This one here is starting to. Pretty small little hole. It probably would run for a while yet, but not for very long. This one also got a little hole in it. This is one Dad put on this morning that we had pulled out of the scrap pile yesterday. So it was this one. And here, man, them looks like we've been hitting some rocks or something. They're scuffed up a little bit. That or they're about to wear through right there. I don't know. They were, they're pretty worn. If you compare it to a new one, this point is worn way back. So, and this one doesn't look terrible. So we do have a couple more of those that I had put in the truck last night, and they're down here. So we'll throw them on where the ones with holes in them are. And we should be able to finish down here, I think. We do need to get another set of points around, though. As far as more tillage goes after tomorrow, we do have a little bit of stuff back up at Waldron that we would like to keep doing. It wasn't critical that it gets done. That's why we came down here, because this was critical that it gets done. So I'm happy that we've gotten as much done as we have. And we'll see what the weather does here. If we get a chance to go back up there and do some more ripping, we will. I'd also like to keep the disc moving. We've got a little bit more stuff that needs to be disked down. Probably could have been working on that today, but we had too much other stuff going on here. So we'll see what tomorrow looks like. And like I said, this is a priority. I do want to get some of this equipment and stuff put away, but we've got that tillage that can be done too. So with that, I'm going home tonight. So this will be the end of tonight's video. Thanks for watching again. Hit the like and subscribe button. Although if you're still watching, you probably have already subscribed to my channel. So thank you. I appreciate it. And we will see you guys tomorrow.